Today we're doing yoga for fertility, or when you're trying to conceive. We're going to work on reducing stress. We're going to work on muscle relaxation, especially around the hips. We're going to open the hips and bring blood flow to the reproductive organs. Let's start in child's pose. You can bring your knees nice and wide apart, sit back on your heels, walking your hands forward, feeling a nice stretch through your back. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here, breathing into your back ribs and side ribs, and sigh out. We'll do that one more time. Letting go. Let's walk our hands to one side to get a nice stretch through our side body, breathing deep into that rib. Walking your hands to the other side, ballooning out through the other side now. Deep breath in. Release. Good. And walking your hands back to a centered position. Let's walk them in, come to all fours, tuck our toes, pressing into downward dog, reaching your heels towards the ground, doesn't matter if they touch, spreading your fingers and toes, tucking your chin, looking up at your belly button. Next inhale, we'll shift our weight forward, taking tiny steps towards the top of our mat. And once we're here, let's spread our toes, grab our elbows, and dangle. Nice bend in your knee to really relax and release through your back. Shake your head no. Releasing your hands, let's roll up one vertebra at a time. Bring your hands up through Namaste. Big inhale, hands out to the side, looking up at your thumbs and coming back through heart center. Let's fold all the way forward, bending our knees. We can plant our hands. Let's step back through a plank position. Core is strong, and bringing our elbows in towards our body, lowering all the way down. You can untuck your feet, press the tops of your feet into the ground. Let's bring our hands up below our shoulders. We'll move into a cobra pose. First, bringing our forehead down to the ground, rolling our shoulders down as if our scapula was moving towards our back pockets, and then pressing into your hands and coming up. You can stop here, or if you have more flexibility, you can come up further, keeping your core engaged, not dumping in your lower back. One more breath here. Good. Releasing down. Let's come back through all fours. Tuck your toes. Downward dog. This time let's pedal out our feet. Both heels down, and then we can shift forward, taking little steps all the way up to the top of the mat. Let's roll up one vertebra at a time again. Standing tall, rolling your shoulders down. Let's step to face the front now. We'll move into warrior two. Hands out to the side. Warrior two, opening up through your groin. Front knees pressing back behind you. Engaging your legs. Let's straighten our front leg. And let's turn both our feet out, bringing our hands up, moving into goddess pose, sinking down low. Taking a few deep breaths here. Good, one more breath. Pressing up. Let's turn in our back foot. We'll move into warrior two on the other side. Bending our front leg. Soft gaze out over our middle finger. Legs are strong. You can activate them and pull them in towards each other. On your next inhale, coming up, let's switch our feet around for Trikonasana or triangle pose. So back foot is angled at about a 30-degree angle. Arms out, reach towards the top of your mat, and move into triangle. Shoulders are stacked over your front leg. Core is strong. Inhale, come on up. Switch around to the other side. Deep breaths. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Let's step together. We're going to come down to our knees. If you wanted to fold up your mat underneath your knees, you can. Moving into camel pose, I'll give you 3 different options. The first option, you can place your hands with your fingers pointed down on your lower back, keeping lifted through your front and back body, not dumping into your lower back. Open up your chest, leaning back. For the next option, you can curl your toes and leaning back, reach back for your heels. They're a little bit higher up here, opening up through your chest, keeping your core pulled in through your lower abs. For the full variation, if you've done this before, you can lean back and then reach for your heels here and release your head back, keeping your core engaged, hips pushing forward. Take a few breaths wherever you are. Beautiful, engaging your core. Come on up. And find your neutral spine again. We'll move into a couple of lunges. If your knees are bugging you, you can fold up your mat or put a blanket underneath. And we can step 1 foot forward, shifting our hips, moving into a lunge, feeling the stretch through your psoas or your hip flexor. You can stay high here if this is comfortable for you, or you can deepen the pose, coming down on your hands on the inside edge of your foot, or even down on your elbows. So wherever you are, let's breathe. press into your hands, keeping your core engaged, moving back through your lunge, shifting your hips back. Let's switch to the other side. Feel free to stay in a higher lunge or move down to the ground. Good. Come on out. Coming back to a kneeling position, we can move onto all fours. We're going to move into cow posture from all fours. So we can take one knee to the center, cross the other leg behind, then sit back, shifting our hips back. You can let your feet pop out as we move into cow pose. Feel free to shift your weight here, find a position that's comfortable for you. And once we're here, we can take our hands out and move them, crossing our elbows, reaching for our palms, lifting them up. Steady breaths. If you're finding this pose difficult to sit in or feel comfortable, you can also sit on a block or a pillow. Unclasping your hands, release, and let's move back to all fours. Shifting to the other side. Sitting tall, you can feel as if a string is pulling up on your head. Then we can then bring our hands out, this time crossing the other arm over, bending your elbows, lifting your elbows up. With every exhale, releasing a little bit more. Good. Unwind your arms, moving back to all fours. Moving into frog position, we can be in all fours and then just walk our knees out, walking your feet out as well. Only go as far as feels comfortable for you. You can also come down to your elbows and release your knees and feet out. It doesn't matter how far you go, wherever is a gentle stretch for you, it shouldn't be painful. Finding your breath once you're in the posture. a little bit deeper, you can flex your feet. Breath here. Good. Engaging your inner thighs, lifting your bum up. We can carefully walk our knees and feet in, coming back to all fours. Moving into Janu Shirshasana, we can come sitting on our bum, lengthen one leg out, square your hips towards your front leg. Inhale, let's lift our hands up. And then fold forward, and you can grab your leg, or you could grab your big toe or your foot, wherever feels comfortable. You could also use a strap. With each inhale, lengthen your spine, and with each exhale, you can fold over a little bit more, keeping your front leg flexed and activated. Beautiful. Inhale up, switching to the other side, squaring your hips on this side. Inhale up, exhale, hinging at your hips to fold forward, lots of length in your spine. Breath here. Good. Inhale up. Let's take both legs out now for a wide leg forward fold. Toes are pointing up towards the ceiling, giving yourself a little bit of a boost. You can stay sitting high, or if it feels good, you can walk your hands forward, leaning forward. Into your hands, come on up. Bringing your feet together for Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. Opening your feet like a book to the ceiling, letting your knees drop down. Sitting tall, and then folding forward. Releasing through your hips, your pelvic floor. On your next inhale, come on up. Good. Let's come on to our back now. We can move into a bridge posture, bringing your heels in towards your bum, rolling your shoulders underneath you, pressing into your feet. You can either keep your hands on the ground, or if it's available, you can clasp your hands underneath and then roll your shoulders a little bit more, pressing into your feet, pressing your hips high. Slight lift in your chin so there's lots of space underneath the back of your neck. Steady breaths. clasp your hands if they're clasped, untuck your shoulders, and then roll down one vertebra at a time. Let's bring our knees in. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Releasing your feet down again. We'll do that one more time. This time we'll add some pelvic floor contractions. Again, placing your hands on the ground, pressing up. And picturing a blueberry at the opening of your vagina, and then pulling it up, and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fully release, fully relax your pelvic floor. We'll do that again. Picking it up and squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a breath here. Fully relax. One more time. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Continue to exhale. Release down. Good. We can bring our knees in here. You can bring your knees apart. Stay here. If it feels good, you can move into happy baby pose, grabbing your big toe or the outside edge of your foot. Feel free to rock back and forth. Good. Releasing from wherever you are, and we can lengthen our legs along the ground. Let's bring in one knee. We'll move into a reclining twist. So you can put your knee at a 90-degree angle and then let it flop over your body. You can lengthen your back arm out, keeping your back shoulder on the ground. Taking a couple of breaths here. Feeling heavy on the ground. Engaging your core. Let's bring our knee back up. You can switch to the other side. Letting it flop over your body. It doesn't matter if your knee touches. If it feels good, you can look out over your back hand and relax here. Engaging your core, coming back to a centered position. So we can either move into a traditional Shavasana here, rolling your shoulders, or you can do legs up the wall. So if you're going to do legs up the wall, you can just find a wall. You can also grab a pillow or a block for underneath. So the easiest way is to get sideways and then place it under, placing your feet up the wall. Again, rolling your shoulders underneath. You can bring your palms up and relax, or you can also bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. And fully relax. Relax the muscles of your face, your belly, your pelvic floor. Relaxing your feet and your legs. not controlling your breath, just watching your breath go in and out. Continue resting here, or you can finish up with me. Wiggle your fingers and toes and bring your knees in. If you're in legs up the wall, you can roll over to the side and come back to a seated position. I will read the yoga card for the day. My body is healthy, strong, and designed to conceive. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste to you and namaste to your future baby. Sending you so much love, strength, and positivity on your fertility journey.